Hello there, welcome back YouTubers to another WWE vlog in HD with me, Daniel Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me who looks like Eric Bischoff today, it's NJ!
What's up?
What's up NJ? Man, you look so much like Bischoff in that jacket today. Anyway, today we're going to be doing our draft review of 2011. There's 28 draft picks. The core are still united, just like us NJ. The British Fist, of course. NJ, where can they subscribe to us?
Up above.
And where can they do? What else can they do? They can like us and
Below.
comment down below, of course. And also, where can they contact us?
In the list of links in the description box below.
You got there eventually, MJ. You always do. You always get there eventually, don't you? Yeah. So basically, this is going to be our draft review video. Like I said, there were 28 drafts. I don't know about you, NJ, but after Raw finished, I wasn't too pleased with the draft. But after this supplementary draft, I'm now thinking a lot highly about the draft. I think the rosters have been more evenly spread, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, Raw actually gave us some good picks. I'm just thinking, I was okay at the end of Raw, and after this add-on draft, it's made me feel more positive about it.
Same. I mean, we can go through. We'll go through the main ones first, and then we'll go through the supplementary ones, explaining why we're more happier with the draft.
Yeah,
I suppose. So we'll start off with Randy Orton, of course. It was the first, I believe, the first draft pick, because we're not counting Cena because that was stupid. The first draft pick who went to Smackdown. NJ, what were your thoughts on Randy Orton?
Well, we need a replacement for Edge. It sounds like it is, we do. And Alberto, well, yeah, we'll get to that. But Randy Orton being Edge's replacement, I think it's great for SmackDown. I know Orton is a rubbish face.
Boring, basically.
But I think he's going to do good. He'll probably improve as months go on SmackDown.
I think SmackDown needed that top guy, and I think in Orton you've kind of got that. You've got a top face, even though he's better as a heel, as we know, and he can do good things on SmackDown. He can be their main guy, be the champ. And like you said, he's a replacement for Edge, because Edge was one of the main reasons we watched SmackDown. And I suppose for a lot of people, Orton would be one of the main reasons why we watch SmackDown, apart from us and many people that think he's boring, of course.
And now I'm saying, what I'm hoping to see, which I think it's not a big thing, needed thing, but we've seen it on Raw many times. I'm hoping maybe to spice it up with Orton punching SmackDown wrestlers now. He's done Raws, do it to SmackDowns.
It could be his last little sayonara little thing. That would be pretty awesome. What about Rey Mysterio, though, being drafted to Raw?
Yeah, like I said before, with him now on Raw, he could face people like Evan Bourne, Sheamus, but maybe not. No.
Don't give too much away, NJ. Come on.
No. Yeah.
It's a good, not a bad addition to the Raw roster. I mean, he's a high flyer, as we know. He can put guys over, like we know. And also, he could also creep into either the mid card or the main event scene. You can kind of use him well. I know you don't want him in the main event scene, but you could creep in there at some point if you wanted to. And also another merchandise seller, kind of like John Cena as well on the A show.
I think that's the problem. I think with everyone loving most people love Rey Mysterio. I think with him being as you said, the money drawer of his merchandise, I think, to be honest, Raw's already got Cena. That's the biggest one there is. When we get to it later, SmackDown needs that money dragging in. Yeah. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, of course. And the third draft we got, which was, well, the third and fourth, because there were two at the same time, which kind of surprised me a little bit, were Mark Henry and Singh to SmackDown. I didn't really expect two guys of that magnitude to be drafted.
No, but with Mark Henry made up for it in the main event.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
He made up for why he got drafted. He made it perfectly. Singh, well, he's just got that look, we said before, he's got that look of SmackDown, so it's a good move.
He's one of those guys that needs to go to SmackDown, needs to be developed, needs to improve his wrestling skills and stop watching his entrance. Yeah. And and I think SmackDown is a good place for him to develop, and he can also do good things on there. That's where the general young guys will be, and he can get in some decent rivalries up there now, especially with this draft.
That's true, and I don't think he's not at the stage when he could start facing the big. I know he was in that match on Raw.
Yeah, that was a one-off though, because it was a UK tour, I guess.
So I don't think he's not ready for it yet.
No, I don't think he is either. The next draft picks we got to Raw were, again, I didn't really expect that one of them. Anyway, one of them I did. You had Big Show and Alberto Del Rio drafted to Raw. What are your immediate thoughts on? We'll start with Del Rio first.
Del Rio, well, I'm saying he's made appearances on Raw. Yeah. He's made appearances, so he's just getting a fight, he's getting to show how he's going to build there. I think maybe Vince McMahon liked the look of Alberto being there, and just thought, yeah, he'll be one of our drafts. Let's do it.
Like I said, he's one of these young guys that have really prospered on SmackDown over this last year, and I think he's on there now because Vince probably realises that he's one of those guys that can do well on Raw. He's now like a main. He was a main eventer on SmackDown. He's got built up really well, and he can be a major player on Raw. And I think we've heard some rumours that he might be rivalry with John Cena or something like that.
Yeah, and I think Alberto versus Cena sounds good, but I think before diving straight into John Cena, maybe you should start against someone else first, and then slowly play Cena in a couple of weeks, maybe months.
I think Alberto. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just say that I'm glad Alberto's on Raw.
Same, I'm glad too.
He's done what he needs to on SmackDown. Now he needs to do what he can on Raw.
Yeah, a great addition to Raw in my opinion, especially as a heel main event guy.
That'll be good.
Yeah. And what about Mr. BFG Nickelodeon Knucklehead?
Well,
Big Show.
People after we made our video made a good point that he's always drafted every year.
He is, yeah.
He's every year Big Show, Big Show. So I think with Big Show on Raw, just like his tag partner, which sadly didn't get drafted, he's I see him more of a Raw wrestler. And even though he's done great on SmackDown and he's appeared on there a lot, I think he's going to be a great, strong, dominant wrestler on Raw.
He's one of those guys again that can put people over. He's one of those veterans out there that can put young guys on Raw over. And of course we all know he could probably be either in the main event or in the mid card. He could be used very very well in those.
Well, I'm hoping now on Raw, maybe not a clean new Big Show, but I want Raw to start making him a main eventer.
Yeah. Okay, so those are our thoughts on the 6 original drafts. We had John Cena being drafted to SmackDown, then back to Raw, but we won't talk about that because that's so pointless and stupid.
Yeah.
We then got the supplementary draft, which was done today on WWE.com. And the first draft we got was Daniel Bryan to SmackDown. I was very pleased with this draft.
I thought with him beating most of the lower mid-carders on Raw, I think SmackDown he needs to start fresh. He needs to show that he can face other people than just the ones he was facing on Raw. Yes, I think he's a good move.
Again, he was one of those examples of the guys that were being underused on Raw. I mean, he was the US champion, but then after that, he got really underused. Didn't really have any storylines. So maybe this draft to SmackDown can really either A, give him a storyline, give him a rivalry, or B, give him a push maybe up to upper mid-card status or even main event, maybe.
With Daniel Bryan, I think, as he's just moved to Raw, SmackDown. Yeah.
Probably not yet.
I think he needs to prove himself on SmackDown first.
He will. I've no doubt he will because he's one of those pure wrestler guys, really. But we can't use that term anymore. We have to use the term entertainers now.
They're wrestlers.
We're not a PG show.
I don't think with him, he's proved himself on Raw by beating certain wrestlers over and over again without losing and winning the same way. Maybe he could do the same thing on SmackDown.
Yeah. I agree with you there totally. I mean, good draft pick for SmackDown.
It is.
We also had a Mr. Jack Swagger to Raw, Mr. Michael Cole's guy now.
Now, as soon as I read this, I thought this in my head: Jack Swagger turn on Cole. I know you'll see him on Raw, but I think, to be honest, what will make your leaving of SmackDown great is if you probably screw him on Extreme Rules.
And let's face it, like we said in previous videos, it would be the ultimate, if they're going to turn him face, that is the ultimate face turn. Having turn on Michael Cole.
A great base for Raw.
But I think now he's on Raw, he's going to be like, he's going to be with Michael Cole a lot. Michael's going to kind of be his manager, kind of. Now he's off SmackDown and on Raw. That's why I think they brought him down to Raw, to kind of prosper this rivalry between Cole and Lawler, maybe. He could do great things, though.
I just want to finish Extreme Rules, but saying about this, Jack Swagger on Raw, again, he's only starting to get back into the WWE picture because he faded out. So I'm thinking,
big time.
At the minute, I'm just thinking it's an okay draft. Nothing big yet.
I think it's good as a mid-card standpoint. It could probably be a good, decent mid-carder, in my opinion, on Raw. Maybe if they get a mid-card fucking title.
And plus, they need to build up Swagger. Because at the minute, he's faded out like we just agreed, and so I don't know I don't know how I feel about it yet.
But they are building him quite well with Michael Cole. It's just a shame they can't build him on his own like they did when he gave him the heavyweight championship. But there you go. The next draft pick we got was actually 2, although Ranjin Singh doesn't really count.
No.
We had Great Khali and Ranjin Singh drafted to SmackDown. NJ, what do you think of the Pink Pants boy?
Yeah, that's the main comment about him. Pink trousers. His image changed. He's just going to have an image change. Awful on Raw. To be honest, what I would do to improve Khali, black trousers.
Yeah, and make him more dominant like he should be. I think this move to SmackDown might facilitate that because on Raw he's been used really sparingly. Maybe that won't happen, but maybe it will. I hope it does.
Yeah.
That's really all we can say about Great Khali, isn't it?
For now.
Yeah, for now, okay. The next one we got, which was a bit of a disappointment for me, but at the same time I wasn't too bothered about, was Jimmy Uso drafted to SmackDown. And let me just tell you, the first thing that struck me here is WWE are breaking up another tag team, and they're just going to go off and do nothing on their own.
I was about to say pointless tag team, but that's what they were. But now, to him on Raw or SmackDown.
It's like the Tyson Kid DiBiase Smith thing all over again. They're not going to get used properly, and the tag team probably would have been better off staying together. But, you know, what can you do? WWE don't have a tag team division anymore.
Not anymore now.
Do you have any thoughts on Jimmy Uso?
No.
Anymore? No. I didn't think you would, didn't you?
No.
Alright, the next draft pick we got was Mrs. Kelly being drafted to Raw. Do you like this one, MJ?
I think we need to mix the divas up, even though they make boring matches because they do tag match after tag match after tag match. I think you do need to muddle them up a bit, make different diva matches, have different divas facing different divas. So yeah, I think this is a good one.
I think Kelly is one of those wrestlers that, you know, has really come on quite well in my opinion over these last couple of years. She started off as kind of like just a bit of eye candy, but now she's kind of improving her skills as a wrestler. So I think she could probably do well on Raw. And let's not forget, later on we'll see another person who she was maybe related with is now on Raw, so that maybe could do something. A good Divas addition, I think, in my opinion.
I think, as I said, Divas do need them mixed about, so yeah, good one.
You make a very good point there. They do need to be mixed up.
Yeah.
We then get one of your man, JTG, drafted over to Raw. How do you like that? Sorry, that was a bad impression, but...
It's just like the Uso, to be honest. They broke up Crime Time. He's just jobbing about, so I think, to be honest, him getting drafted is something exciting.
I see, I'll probably give someone like, someone like Ted DiBiase. Oh no, he's not on Raw anymore. Someone's a job too, I'm guessing, but oh well. JTD drafted to Raw. Not much to say about that, really, is there? He's a jobber now. We also had another diva, Alicia Fox, the first person who we thought was probably going to get released at some point, being drafted to SmackDown. Is there any point in this?
Well, with her, she was, like, dominating a bit of SmackDown a bit. She was... Is it SmackDown she was on?
I think she was on Raw.
Oh, when she was actually being used there, she was actually winning matches after match after match. So I think her getting drafted, she would do the same there, but maybe not as much.
Yeah, she did. I mean, they did use her as kind of like dominant woman type divas wrestler, but now they've just not used it. I'm not too bothered about this, but again, it's another shake-up of the Divas roster. I'm happy they're doing this because the Divas division, as we know, is dying until Karma comes in.
They'll die even more.
Probably, yeah. The next one we get was Mr. Commentator from, I believe it's NXT, William Regal, being drafted to SmackDown. Again, with him not really wrestling that much, is there much point in this draft, do you think?
Well, after Royal Rumble, I think he looked good at Royal Rumble. And I'm thinking maybe this is the perfect chance. Now he's going to show you that he's actually going to get camera time. He's going to get time to do his thing. So I think, yeah, William Regal could be used pretty well.
And who knows, he might get a British guy on comedy. Not comedy, on commentary, sorry.
Yeah, but I could see him going back to wrestling, but we'll have to see.
Again, I'm not sure how much of an impact that's going to be, but again, you know, maybe a good addition, who knows.
Yeah.
Just depends how they use him. The next guy we had was, Mr. 26 Intergender Battle Royal winner from WrestleMania 25, I believe, Yoshi Tatsu, being drafted to SmackDown.
Well, he is good at moving about in the ring, I give him that. He is entertaining to watch, but again, he's not one that I'd die to watch because he's just not been there doing stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's
been on Superstars, but in my opinion, he's one of those guys that can't really be used on Raw because of the way he wrestles. And I think on SmackDown, they'd probably use him a little bit more and say, you know, like, I know there's no cruiserweight division now, but he could be used in like a cruiserweight kind of match thing with maybe Sin Cara or something. Who knows?
Yeah, not much to say there.
No, again. The next guy we had, this is a good one for us. One we predicted in our predictions video, Mr. Drew McIntyre being drafted over to Raw. How pleased are you about this?
I'm very pleased because now he's on there. Like I said, I was predicting matches like him against CM Punk. He could have great rivalry with him, and I'm thinking now he's done what he needs to on SmackDown, which is not a lot.
Exactly.
He needs to come onto Raw and start improving that.
Yeah, I think Raw can give him fresh rivalries as well, and maybe they can reinvent his Chosen One gimmick, maybe. I don't think he'll be a main eventer, but I think he'll be an upper mid-carder kind of guy.
Well, him not being a main eventer, I'm thinking, as he's already done stuff that's proved that he can maybe be a main eventer.
Like being the chosen one.
And that, I think, to be honest, Raw could maybe relive that.
Hopefully.
Start fresh, maybe, hopefully.
I mean, this is a very good draft pick for Roy because, like, you can use him in the mid card, you can use him in another mid card relationship. I meant to say rivalry. You know, a good draft pick for Roy, in my opinion, generally.
Yeah, I think it'll do good for Drew now.
And let's not forget, he's British.
Yeah.
Nice one. We got a British guy on Raw we can watch. Right. The next guy, Diva, is Natalya. She got drafted to SmackDown. NJ, I'm quite a big fan of Natalya. What are your opinions on?
It's a shame that she's not with Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking that would have been a good match. But we'll stick to what the draft's done. I think Natalya being on SmackDown, I think she's done great on Raw. You've seen how much time she's won matches. She came the champ. And I think now she's on SmackDown, she can really do well on there now.
I think one of the reasons why she's moved to SmackDown is because WWE kind of like decided who's going to be in the top part of the Divas division, which is the Bellas and Eve. And then they've decided, you know, maybe Natalya would be better off on a SmackDown show where she could showcase her skills.
Because she was on the top, she was top diva on Raw.
Who deserved to be one of the top divas.
And I'm thinking now she can use that, how great she was on Raw, on SmackDown, and maybe make better title matches, diva matches at pay-per-views and stuff. So
and then maybe she'll also avoid Awesome Kong. Maybe it's a good draft pick.
Hopefully, yeah.
But anyway, that's Natalya. I think that's a good draft in my opinion. The next person we have is Curt Hawkins being drafted to Raw again. Another jobber, kind of.
Yeah.
No mention of Zack Ryder in this draft.
No.
I'm not too bothered about that, if I'm honest. Woo.
That stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Curt Hawkins, we don't really have an opinion about it. He doesn't do anything, does he?
No.
You might as well have said it's drafted from superstars to Raw. No one would have cared.
No.
And again, we had Jey Uso being drafted to SmackDown. Hold on a second. Can I just point something out here? Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso got drafted to SmackDown. That means they're still a tag team.
Oh, that's lucky.
Oh, it means we have another tag team in the already defunct tag team division.
That's lucky.
Oh my God, that deserves a fist right there.
Yeah, even though they're not going to get used.
Exactly, they're not going to get used. So what's the point? You might as well just draft them as a tag team.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get that. Why they draft them as singles wrestlers when you can draft them as a tag team?
Well, hopefully that might mean they're going to break. Not hopefully, because we need a tag team division. But if they break up, there could be another Tyson, Smith rivalry.
That failed big time, didn't it? Heel turn maybe or something.
They won't do that again with these two.
Any more opinions on Jey Uso? No. I can't really tell them apart, to be honest, but
no.
Only by name, I guess.
That's it. Yes.
The next guy we had was Kofi Kingston being drafted over to Raw. After looking at our draft predictions video, I kind of thought Kofi might go to Raw because of the what? Oh yeah, we forgot about. Should we do that one after Kofi?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sorry, you pointed out a big mistake I made there. Yeah. So what was I saying? Kofi Kingston. I kind of thought he might go over to Raw because of the way he's being used on SmackDown at the moment. What are your opinions on Kofi Kingston moving to Raw?
He just recently got into a rivalry. It looked like with Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe he could have been drafted another way.
No.
Just so he can have a bit more rivalry with Wade.
I don't think the rivalry was going anywhere, though. That's the thing. They had a couple of matches. They didn't have a match at a pay-per-view. I'm not sure where that rivalry was going, if you know what I mean.
No, but they did start to have continuous matches between those two, so I'm just thinking maybe it's too soon. But let's go with what they're doing. Yeah. I think with him now on Raw, I'm thinking, there's, again, now the draft's mixed them up, there's people that he could maybe start facing.
And there's a mid-card he can be involved in as well, which Raw previously didn't really have.
No, so that's true. So, an okay move for Raw.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I think personally, it's a very good move for Raw. Like I said, you can add him to the mid card. I think a guy like Dolph Ziggler, he could really have a good feud with. He's one of those guys who's a high flyer, he can entertain. I'm pretty happy with that draft to Raw. If I'm honest,
pretty good. Mover in the ring, so I'll give him that. Okay,
now we'll go to the one which I totally forgot about because I missed the notes on the screen. But anyway, the next guy we had is Mr. Chris Masters being drafted to Raw, and to be honest, I thought he'd be drafted to SmackDown. If I'm honest. So we can get more TV time.
Well, he did do good on Raw. He had a match. Yeah, on Raw.
You mean Superstars? You mean?
Well, no, he had a match against.
He had a match on SmackDown, I think, against Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay, well, he did good though. I was thinking, well, he's not too bad.
Yeah.
So maybe he could get reused on this new show.
I think he's one of those guys, like we said on the releases video, that has the kind of look about him that could be used. It's just a shame that he's probably going to get used. I think he'd probably been used better on SmackDown, if I'm honest. But we'll see what they do with him in the future. I hope they do something decent with him anyway.
That's true.
The next guy we had, which again we predicted, was Ted DiBiase being drafted from Raw to SmackDown. As we know, in recent times, Ted DiBiase has been appearing more on SmackDown than he has on Raw.
And the sad thing is, the show that he originally was on, which was Raw, he's been losing.
Every time.
And I'm thinking, with him on SmackDown, again, I think there should be a clean slate. He should start winning matches, improving himself, that he can be a mid-carder.
He is, like you said, he's one of those guys that can be a good mid-carder. On Raw, he was getting used sparingly at best. He was losing to Daniel Bryan. I've moved to SmackDown suits him because now he can relive and probably turn babyface, maybe give himself some personality, and then go after a mid-card title, maybe, or something like that.
True, yeah.
Another good addition to SmackDown, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah. And, oh, jeez. Tyson Kidd has been drafted to SmackDown, everyone. Did you know? Because I sure didn't. Did you?
Tyson Kidd.
Who is Tyson Kidd? I'm joking, I know who he is.
No, to be honest, I'm saying the same thing, because when he left his David Hart Smith, I'm just like...
He did nothing, did he?
I'm like, who is Tyson Kidd now? Who is he now?
He did nothing, did he?
When he was in the Hart Foundation, you knew who he was. Now he's on his own. Just don't know him now.
Yeah, I mean, he was a terrible heel. I mean, the guy who's about 5'6", has the same hairstyle as me, was heel. It just didn't work for him. So who cares really? He's probably going to job.
Yeah, and if the releases do happen, he'll still be on that list.
Probably, hopefully. I hope he gets released. Next person on the draft was one of your favourite divas, NJ. You always say she looks pretty in her dresses. It's Tamina being drafted to SmackDown. Maybe she can actually wrestle now she's been drafted to SmackDown.
As much as it'd be nice to see her wrestle, when I heard that I thought, poor Santino. Oh. Right, you had Glamorella, they broke up in a certain way.
To do the Cobra on his own now.
Yeah, but with Glamorella, they broke up in a certain way. These were just being pulled apart, which is not big news. It's sad, but Tamina will probably get used better now she's on SmackDown and have matches. With
her past, I think she's Jimmy Snuka's granddaughter or something like that. I can't remember. With her wrestling past, she's the kind of woman that could come in and really put on and be a good wrestler rather than someone who could be a valet. In my opinion, she was good as a valet, but I think she'd be better off used as a wrestler on a show like SmackDown.
I think the same. I think
could elevate her.
I think that's the word. Evaluate.
Evaluate or elevate?
Yeah, elevate.
Alright, okay. The next draft pick we got was Tyler Reks from Raw. Now, I don't know, give your opinions first, because I got my opinions already sorted.
Tyler Reks, okay. We've seen him in matches now and again, and he's not won them, he's ended up losing, so I'm saying he's got the look about him that looks like he could maybe be a dark character on a show and maybe
a mid-carder of some sort.
Try to be up there, yeah.
You pretty much have the same opinion as me about Tyler Reks. He's got that kind of look about him that means he could do something on Raw, not something too big, but have a half decent rivalry. I mean, we've seen on Superstars he had rivalries with Chris Masters, for God's sake. So at least let him try and prove himself. Give him a slight push at least, maybe on Raw.
Yeah, it could maybe happen.
Though again, I think Tyler Reks is the kind of guy that probably would be better suited on SmackDown.
For now, yeah.
Even though he's drafted to Raw.
No, he is.
Alright, NJ, I want you to do this next one because I want to cheer in the background when you do this.
Okay, we've now got Alex Riley on SmackDown.
A-Rai is now on SmackDown. I'm so glad he's finally away from the Miz, because I think, as I said in the predictions video, he's the kind of guy that could really build himself on SmackDown on his own.
And I wonder, with this now happening, are they going to just have him just move there, or is he going to do something at Extreme Rules?
Yes, no one knows. But yeah, a great draft pick for SmackDown in my opinion. He's been given at least by the Miz, in the fact that he's been his sidekick and everything, and it's now time for him to go off on his own. I think. I'm
thinking we've seen him in matches, so we can see he can wrestle. So I'm just saying that now he's moved on to SmackDown. I'm saying that now he can continue to show that in a more show that suits his character at the minute.
It's just a shame that on Raw he was a second-rate jobber, in my opinion. But there you go. NJ, because I know you love this next one, do this one as well.
Beth Phoenix on Raw.
The Glamour Zone, or whatever she's called, is now on Raw. I think we kind of predicted this as well, didn't we, when we were discussing this earlier. Again, another dominant female wrestler that should be on Raw to shake up that Divas division. Because at the moment, Eve and Brie Bella, no. Sorry.
No. And Beth Phoenix, when she first came, she was a dominant diva. She was a great champion. Then she got moved to Smackdown, where she started okay and just faded out. I think when she goes back to Raw, she should bring back that dominant diva and start becoming the champ again.
Yeah, I think exactly the same thing as you, NJ, to be honest. Dominant diva champion, go Beth Phoenix. Yeah. And the last draft pick, which is kind of a good last draft pick for me. Another one we predicted. It's Mr. Irishman fella for the WWE title. Sheamus is drafted to SmackDown, and I'm over the moon with this draft pick.
It's very good because now SmackDown have at the moment they're both champs.
Yeah, they've got 2 mid-card titles. That'll probably be changed.
Somehow,
I don't know how they're going to do it.
But with Sheamus on there, good, because he had that bad run because of the King of the Ring thing. Then he becomes strong. So I think now we've seen him strong again. It's good to make him now face different various wrestlers, which SmackDown have. And
also, Sheamus, again, is one of those guys you can use in the mid-card, you can use in the upper mid-card, and if you want to, you can introduce him into the main event as well.
I think pushing back towards the main event
is good for SmackDown. Like Wade Barrett should be pushed to the main event.
Yeah.
So overall, a great draft pick for me. I kind of like Sheamus, so I hope he does good things on SmackDown.
And now this brings us on to that. There are other wrestlers we had in our picks that we think could have maybe been drafted, but
never did.
No, so we have to just see why they weren't drafted in these next couple of weeks.
At least we got about half our draft picks right, which was good. Pretty decent.
That is, yeah.
Okay. One thing I want to ask you now, NJ, is what are your overall thoughts? Now you've seen this roster, what are your overall thoughts on the draft and what it's done for, say, SmackDown and Raw?
Well, it's just left me wondering. They've moved these for a reason, some of these that's been listed, that I think it could maybe, what could happen there, what could happen here? I'm thinking it's definitely made me more pleased about this draft.
One thing this supplementary draft has done for me, like I said at the beginning, is it's made SmackDown a better show, in my opinion. The rosters have been improved vastly. Raw's got its talent now, and SmackDown has also got its talent. And I think SmackDown could be a decent show now rather than just a B show.
I think that because now we have the draft, which has moved various wrestlers and divas to different shows. I think SmackDown now has a good range of wrestlers that could be used in a positive way for SmackDown.
Definitely. It will make bragging rights a little bit more interesting now, won't it?
When it comes to that, yeah.
Alright then. Do you have anything else you want to say about the draft?
Well, I'm still looking, maybe just look at what happens next now, that's it.
So they've got to separate the 2 mid-card titles, so that's about it really.
Yeah.
And what happens at Extreme Rules are really, with regards to the main event titles, we think Christian will win because, they've kind of not done it brilliantly, but...
No, but we'll have to see when it comes to it.
Yeah, alright then. So those are our opinions on the draft, and unless, NJ, you have anything else to say, I'm going to put a question out to the YouTubers.
That's it.
Alright then. So, guys, what did you think of the draft? What are your opinions? Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below, of course. I have been Daniel Parker, and this has been NJ. We are the British Fist. Damn it, you do your WhatsApp thing because that's awesome.
What's up?
Of course. Right, so that is us done for our draft review. 28 minutes, eh?
Bad.
Thank you very much for watching our show, and a very, very good goodbye.